This waitress was shocked by a couple who couldn't pay their bill until she realized their plan. There's nothing nicer than making yourself a nice, home-cooked meal. Of course, that's only true if you can actually cook. More often than not, many of us try, fail miserably, and realize we're better off just going out for a bite to eat. We've all been to sit-down restaurants, and we've all interacted with servers before. Let's take a moment and give thanks to these often unsung heroes of the customer service industry. While they may serve our food with a smile, those grins are often very forced. First of all, customers constantly do things that servers hate. But of course, there's not much they can do about it. They just have to grit their teeth and bear it, all while lamenting the fact they don't get paid nearly enough for this. Chelsea Roff knows all about the struggles of working as a server. However, these struggles pale in comparison to other issues she's faced. She raised her sister since she was little and battled an eating disorder. Roff overcame her eating disorder through yoga. Shortly after, she started her own non-for-profit yoga program to assist others in the same way she had helped herself. This is just something she does in her spare time, though, as it doesn't pay the bills. Roff works at the Spring Street Smokehouse. Like many servers, she struggles with finances and relies on the generosity of her customers and their tips. On this day, however, she would receive tips from 4 customers that would change her life forever. The first customer she waited on that day was a man who said he was in a bit of a rush. He ordered some ribs and baked beans to go. Once he received his food, he left, but not before leaving something behind that shocked Roff. The man left $20 to pay for his food and $1,000 as a tip. Roff was elated but confused. She didn't feel right keeping all that money to herself. Showing off her naturally generous nature, she insisted on sharing the massive tip with her co-workers. Roff next waited on a couple. When the bill came, they apologized, explaining that they only had enough money to pay the bill, but had none for a tip. However, while they weren't able to tip her with money, they instead tipped her with something else. The couple said they ran a travel agency. They gave her vouchers for an all-expenses-paid Hawaiian vacation for 2. Roff was again floored, saying that this was all too much to give on only a $30 bill. But the couple wouldn't take no for an answer. The next table Roff waited on was inhabited by a clinical psychologist. While waiting, she was reading a book about yoga. Roff mentioned that she happened to do yoga, which piqued her interest. The psychologist, Dr. Suvan Crevoy, revealed that she'd been running a non-profit eating disorder program for 14 years. She said she was inspired by Roff's story and that it just so happened that one thing her program was missing was yoga. She offered Roff a life-changing dream position, which she gleefully accepted. This day couldn't possibly get any better, right? That would normally be true, but the day wasn't over yet. She waited on one final table where the woman handed Roff back the bill and a car key. Roff asked the woman why she handed over the car keys. The woman explained that it was actually Roff's car keys. The woman then led her outside where she saw a car parked with a bow on it. Roff was told this was now her car. Roff was dumbfounded, but then figured out what was going on when her best friend and first yoga instructor, Diana Roll, stepped out of the car. She broke down crying tears of joy and embraced her. It turns out she was on Break's best shift ever. Best shift ever. All those generous patrons throughout the day were actually actors. Every one of Roff's co-workers were also in on it. And they all said that no one deserved it more than her. It's inspiring to see someone who's gone through so much get back on her feet and receive such a gift from her friends. While you may not be able to give your next server a vacation as a tip, be sure to be more generous than usual. Remember, they deserve it, and if you're a jerk, they can make you regret it.